All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me adjust that again. I do this every damn show. I know, right? Every single show. That's live shit for me right here. All right, let me make sure we on. All right, we good. Ladies and gentlemen, mic check 1 2 1 2. I want to welcome you all to what I am calling Club Pizzles Picks. If y'all don't get what this is Club Pizzle combined with Pizzles Picks. Pizzles Picks is coming up at the end. So what you guys are getting right now is Club Pizzle. I want to thank y'all for y'all's continued support of this platform and of these podcasts because we're doing two shows in one today. We here for a good time and we might be here for a long time. But I want to thank y'all for y'all's continued support of this platform and of me and of this network and of these podcasts. I greatly appreciate it. Apologies for not doing Club Pizzle last week. I had some technical difficulties and then it just got hectic. It got rough. It was just a lot going on. I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to get a pod in. It was too much going on, which is why I'm giving you guys what I'm giving you today. And that's Club Pizzles Picks. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, a good Christmas. I hope you guys got what you wanted. My Christmas was pretty cool. My Christmas was kind of quiet. No, I didn't go out of town. I stayed here. I spent Sunday with my family, with all of my children and my grandchildren. We ate, opened gifts. I got a chance to watch the game. I had to tell my wife, like, you got me leaving my house to go somewhere on game day. It was like, all right, there's some family things going on. And my kids and my grandkids are going to be here. So, okay, you got me. Until 1 o'clock, then everybody got to leave me alone and shut up and let me watch the game. That's basically how that went. And Christmas Day was kind of quiet. I spent most of the day at home watching some movies early because I got up early. Like I had to go to work. And then I watched a little bit of basketball. I watched a little bit of football. I did a little bit of both. I went to go visit my mom, which was cool. And me and the wife came back home. That was it. Like Christmas was quiet for me. I mean, Thanksgiving was loud and a lot going on, going out of town. I rested here for these holidays. Like I've really taken these last couple holidays off. Like I'm not cooking. I'm not doing none of that shit. For real, like dead ass. Was tired. No idea what I'm doing for New Year's just yet. I got some idea. I just don't know. I'll let you guys know. But let's get to it, man. Because like I said, we ain't gonna be here for a long time. We're gonna get these out the way, and then I'm gonna let y'all enjoy y'all night. This is going to be playing Wednesday and Thursday, 8 o'clock, everywhere. The Pizzle Happy Hour Network YouTube account and the You know what? I'm gonna just put this thing out. I'm gonna just drop it. If y'all wherever y'all watching this at, thank you. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's either Facebook account, whether it's Twitch, IG, wherever you guys are watching this at, thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And keep those comments coming. I do see the comments every week. Just know that I do pre-record these. So like I see y'all comments, and that's it. I do read them. I do see y'all in there, and I appreciate y'all. Now, let's get to it. The Cleveland Browns. Woo, them Cleveland MFing Browns go into Houston and win by a score of 36-22. I don't know about y'all, but I went into this game super confident that they were going to come out with a win. I knew the offense would get a little bit. I didn't think it was going to look like that. I thought it would be a little more run game, ball control, like they've been winning. Kind of, I was expecting a 24-13 score somewhere in there. Maybe 24-21, something like that, because the defense does not perform on the road like they should. I wasn't expecting a 36-point output. I damn sure wasn't expecting Joe Flacco to continue to go up top and continue to go up top. After the first play, up top, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay. Once Joe realized, oh, new guys in the secondary, veteran Amari Cooper, I think I'm going to go up top. And boy, did he go up top. 27-42, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Now, I can let the 2 interceptions go because one of the interceptions was at the end of the half. Then the other one was like, come on, Joe, get it together. That's one thing with Joe Flacco, and I'm going to say this. And I've been telling everybody this that I've talked to off pod. Joe Flacco is going to throw an interception. He gives at least one gift a game. So if the betting guys come out and it has Joe Flacco over or under 1.5 picks a game, you might want to take the over because he's going to give 1 or 2 of those a game. He makes up for it by throwing 3 touchdowns, maybe 4 touchdowns. But Amari Bartholomew Cooper. Hey, yo, I dead ass don't know if his middle name is Bartholomew. It just looked like he could fit there. He looks like he's a kid from the South. So Amari Bartholomew Cooper would work. And then ABC. It's just a whole bunch of other things. But Amari Cooper, 11 catches, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 265 yards breaks Josh Gordon's single game postseason record, and also big ups and salute to Amari Cooper for winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I haven't seen Amari Cooper perform like that in Cleveland. I saw him do it with the Raiders. I also saw him do it with the Cowboys, and I think he's the first player to get 200 yards receiving with 3 different teams. Like that, like his performance, he was catching everything. Flacco was looking for him. Flacco was throwing it to him even if he wasn't open. Listen, y'all. It might be time to have this conversation. And I'm not sure what everybody else is doing. I'm not sure what conversation everybody else is having. I know y'all been having this conversation. And I know y'all been waiting on me to have this conversation. I just been waiting it out. And waiting it out and waiting it out. I'm going to wait it out. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to get into him in a second here. But a 10-5 record for the Cleveland Browns. If you would have told me that this team will win 10 games, losing your starting quarterback, your starting running back, your 2 starting offensive tackles going into training camp, and an additional offensive tackle, a linebacker, a defensive lineman, your starting safety who was having a Pro Bowl year. You're telling me that you're losing those guys and this team win 10 games? I'm calling you crazy. This team's record, and I'm giving it to Kevin Stefanski. See, now I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my very best not to kick y'all's back in. When I say y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. The fans. I'm chilling. I'm trying to. Going into the new year, I say I'm not gonna kick in the fans back. So I'm trying to start it before the ball drops Monday. But I scroll and I see a lot of you with Stefanski. Like, it's been quiet lately because they've been winning. They've won 3 straight since coming back from the slide against against Denver and the Rams. Beat Jacksonville, which was a game against a division leader. Beat Chicago, and then beating Houston, who's been having a hell of a season. D'Amico Ryan, salute to D'Amico Ryan. Because D'Amico Ryan is doing a great job with them. And before CJ Stroud got hurt, they looked like they were primed and ready to go to the playoffs and inch closer to Jacksonville. It looks like Jacksonville is going to win their division now, even though they're sliding a little bit. But between Indy and Houston, I think Jacksonville can clinch this week, and then they have a division game next week. The Titans are out. The Titans just screwed themselves up. Whatever. Vrabel may or may not be there. I'm just saying. Somebody's going to throw a lot of money at Vrabel. Just got that feeling. Could be that school in Columbus. It could be the team in New England. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Don't quote me. Listen, y'all. I don't know why I have to keep saying this. I don't need these headphones because I'm good. Like, I can have the snafu I had last week. I'm going to keep saying this. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I'm not a beat writer. I am just a dude with a podcast. Okay? Okay? Get it? Got it? Good. Now, moving on. We got the New York Jets coming up at home. Final home game of the season. Thursday night. The whiteout is going to be there. Make sure y'all wear y'all white. I'm still trying to figure out if I am going to go to the game or not. I'm leaning more toward the no. Find my favorite bar and watch it, and I might spend it at home. I might do a watch along tomorrow. I don't know. But I will say this. The Browns win this Thursday night game against the New York Jets. Not only do they have their second 11-win season in 3 seasons, but they clinch a playoff berth. If they win out and Baltimore loses out, I believe the Cleveland Browns will win the AFC North and possibly get the number 1 seed. And that all is contingent on Miami as well. The Browns have the Jets and the Bengals to end the season. The Ravens have the Dolphins and the Steelers to end the season. That Baltimore-Miami game is huge. So, y'all know. Win out. Just win. That's the one thing that matters. Just win one of these and you go to the playoffs. They're sitting at the 5 seed. They have the third best record in the league behind Miami and Baltimore. We're ahead of Kansas City. We're ahead of Buffalo. We're ahead of Jacksonville. We beat Jacksonville. Hell. And then everybody else is looking up at us. On the injury front, I saw that Anthony Walker is out this week. That's gonna suck. We lose our kicker and our punter in the same game. Shit like that only happens to Cleveland. I am 40 years old. My first football memories are from 1986. And from 1986 to 2023, never have I ever seen a football team lose their kicker and their punter in the same game plays apart. Never seen it in my life. It only happens to us. And not only do we lose those two guys, another quarterback is on IR. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been put on IR. He hurt his hip during the game. Did not know this until I read it. Like, what the hell? It's crazy. It's a mass unit, but it's the next man up for my Cleveland Browns. And it's all good. Everything is just fine with them. One dub in these next 2 weeks. Let's just start with the Jets on Thursday night. 1-1. Just go 1-0. The same thing they've been saying all year. Let's go 1-0 every week. They've done it 10 times. Let's go 1-0 for the 11th week. And then we'll worry about what happens with that other team. Those other teams. Let's move on to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are currently 17-10. They are like 7 in the Eastern Conference, and it's only separated by maybe a game and a half, somewhere in there. However, that's not the one important thing. The injury bug has left Berea, Ohio, and has made its way to Independence in the Cavaliers practice facility. Because not only did they lose Darius Garland with a fractured face, that same day, Evan Mobley sidelined for 4 to 8 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. He had knee surgery. Now, luckily, that was 2 weeks ago when that happened. So Darius Garland is probably 2 weeks away from playing. We probably won't see Evan Mobley until after the All-Star break. That's bad news. Good news is they're 4-1 in their last 5 games in the 5 games since they made that announcement. They played 3 of those games without Donovan Mitchell, who was out sick. I believe he'll be back tonight's game against the Dallas Mavericks. They beat Atlanta. They beat Houston at a game that I went to. They beat Utah, and they beat the Chicago Bulls on the road, and they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans in a game which I went to and was disappointed that Zion Williamson didn't play. Pissed off. Got all the way down there, parked my car on the walkover. It was like, Zion's not playing. It's like, damn, I was going to see Zion. As a Cavs fan, I still do go to certain games to see certain players. Don't like it, Frank stands open. With these injuries, with Garland being down, with Mobley being down, these role players have to step up. Isaac Okoro got to step up. Karis LeVert got to step up. Max Struess, my main man, got to step up. Dean Wade, my main man, my real main man, got to step up. I said Max Struess, George Niang, got to step up. All the other bench guys. Uh, One stepped up last week. My guy, shooter Sam Merrill. Gotta give shooter Sam his props. Got to give shooter Sam his props. I watched Sam Merrill last year in the G League. I had an opportunity to meet him at a Cleveland Charge meet and greet because I am a season ticket holder for the Cleveland Charge. Had the opportunity to meet him and have a conversation with him. What a great guy. He worked hard. He put in the work, and he got his contract converted over from a G League contract to a standard NBA. He went to a two-way last year, and then he ended up parlaying that into a full-time contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've watched this guy. He puts in work. He can shoot the three-pointer. He's not the guy and I'm going to say this because he had a couple of off games. He is not your starting shooting guard or your starting guy. He is the guy that can come off the bench and get you a couple of buckets. He can roll out of bed and hit three-pointers at any given time. And I'm so happy that all of the good folks of Cleveland, Ohio, and the good old Cleveland sports fans had an opportunity to meet my G League shooter. Just don't go buying this goddamn jersey and jinxing them. That's all. That we don't need that. I have a couple of other questions. I got some other Cavs stuff I'm going to get to. But can Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen carry this team? And I'm asking you all that question. Can those two carry the team until Garland gets back? Which Garland will probably be back in 2 to 3 weeks. Mid-January, he'll be back. Tread a little water. They're 4-1 now. They have Dallas. They have Milwaukee. They have 2 games against Washington, who is the worst team in the NBA. Let me go through this real quick. I'm gonna go through the schedule for these next few games. I know it's Dallas tonight or Wednesday night. Tonight, you got Dallas. Oh, we right on time. We got Dallas on the road, Milwaukee at home, at Toronto, 2 against Washington at home, 1 against San Antonio, and then you go to Paris and you take on the Brooklyn Nets. Then you come home for Chicago and Milwaukee, and then you go to Atlanta. That's up until January the 20th. I like our chances, and I know they're shorthanded, and I know like these next 2 games, like if you split them, I'm getting away. That's a dub. Am I expecting them to split them? Hell no. Dallas has a good team. We just saw what they did on Christmas. Milwaukee is one of the best teams in the East. Washington, those 2 games, you should win both of those. San Antonio, you should win that game. Brooklyn is a push. You beat Chicago, you should be able to beat them again. And Milwaukee again. You should be able to get Milwaukee in one of these 2. And then Atlanta, you should beat. So how many of that? 3, 4 of the next 1, 2, let me see, 5, 6. You split these next 10. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you split these next 10. That gives you a 9-6 record in 15 games. You get Garland back. That's that last week of January. That's feasible, but it all depends on the play of Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen. Max Struess has won me over. He's been balling. And y'all going to give my guy Dean Wade his flowers when he plays good. I'm going to take this time right now, Cavaliers fans. I ain't going to kick y'all back in. I'm going to just Lee, give y'all some suggestions. When the guys play good, give them props. Give them props as loud as y'all do when y'all trash them when they have bad games. That's all I ask of you. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. Now, there's something. Oh, wait. Ricky Rubio and the Cavs are in talks for a potential buyout, which is to be expected. I don't think Ricky's going to play this year. I don't think Ricky Rubio's ever going to play in the NBA again. And that's not a bad thing. Whatever he is dealing with, obviously, is bigger than basketball. So the best thing to do is buy him out and keep that roster spot open. But who would you bring in? That's the question. Anybody off the street? Would you make a trade? Like, what do you do with it? But even still, he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play. So you just buy him out, get the cap space, and clear a roster spot. If you decide to convert Craig Porter Jr. over, if you decide at some point to convert Isaiah Mobley or Imani Bates contract to a full-time Cavaliers contract. Which brings me to Imani Bates. Cleveland, this kid has the potential to be the future. This kid has the tools. The ceiling is sky high for Imani Bates. However, he still needs to play in the G League to fine-tune his game. I know y'all want him to be ready, but if y'all watch what I watch, I've seen him in the G League. I've seen him in the NBA. There are things that you can do in the G League because people are like, he's averaging 27 points a game in the G League. Why don't they put him on the roster? First of all, you have guys like George Niang, Dean Wade, Max Strus, Karis LeVert that play his position, that know their role and can play their roles very well. And I believe the signing of Max Strus and George Niang were so you can bring him along, let him develop in the G League, let him get his game right, and then you can bring him up. And Karis LeVert is here for what, maybe another 2 years, maybe a year and a half. Now, I've watched him. Like I said, I've been to both. His handle isn't that strong. It's strong enough for him to get to his patented step back three-pointer, and it's strong enough to get there. However, I did see guys like Elfrid Payton and Jordan Bell get in his grill and push him around, which means he needs to get a little bit stronger. Just a little bit stronger. And he needs one more go-to move so he can get to his mid-range jump shot. If he develops the mid-range jump shot, he can be unstoppable because you would have to guard that. Oh, then I'm going to leave you here. I can go to my midi. If I can get to my midi, if y'all think I'm going to get to the midi, that'll open up the hole, that'll open up the lane for him to get easy buckets in the lane. I'm just saying, Cleveland, let him develop. I can see the finished product. Same thing with Evan Mobley. I can see what the finished product looks like. I just don't want to I've been fast tracking it, and I ain't gonna say I hate myself for it. I'm gonna just say I see it. I know what it looks like. I know what it can look like. It just has to get there, and they just have to have the want to get there. So, Cleveland, I beg of you, let Imani develop. It's not there yet. It's not there. The kid is confident. He puts in a lot of work. I love it. And I can't wait to see him on the floor again. I'm excited for him. And I know at this point, people are like, Garland's out, Mobley's out. They want to piss the season and throw the season away. No, we can't throw the season away yet, especially not going 4-1 in our last 5 games in a favorable schedule coming up. The NBA, like I said, Dallas, Milwaukee, 2 against Washington, 1 against Toronto, Brooklyn, who's not really playing that well, San Antonio, Atlanta. Like it's right there for the taking. And they're 4-1 in their last 5. Let's not forget that. We are not throwing the season away. Speaking of, let me tackle this. And I wasn't gonna tackle this yet, but it's been wrecking my brain probably the last 3 weeks and going on 3 weeks now. Exactly how hot is Coach JB Bickerstaff's seat? And I hate that I'm doing this. I hate that I have to do this. I hate that I'm having this conversation right now. And I'm asking you guys, and I'm gonna ask you guys, and I have a bevy of questions for y'all. I have lots of questions, and I want y'all to answer them. I'm going to answer them, or I'm just gonna throw the questions out there. The first one is, how hot is the seat? I don't think it's hot. I don't think it's cold either. A little warm. The injuries may have turned the temperature down on it. When you're losing an all-star point guard and you're losing your best defensive player, your best interior defensive player, and who possibly your most versatile player. I'm talking about Garland and Mobley here. That cools the seat down just a little bit. But you walk up to the stove and you turn it on. I'm not a fan of firing coaches midseason, especially on teams like this. If that move is made midseason, who's replacing them? And I'm looking down, and I'm asking you guys this, and I'm going to throw these names out here just because I'm not sure if you guys are aware of who's on the Cavaliers coaching staff and on the bench. I know because I pay attention and I know who's there. I looked this up and I'm at the game, so I'm seeing who's there. Do you move Greg Buckner down the seat? Greg Buckner is JB's top assistant. And if you pay attention, close enough attention, he's the guy who's always walking back and forth from the bench to JB during the games, because y'all know JB don't sit his ass down at the games. Do you replace him with Luke Walton? Bet you didn't know Luke Walton was on the coaching staff. He's here. He has head coaching experience. Do you let Sidney Lowe, who was a former NBA player and former coach way back when? Is it one of those 3 guys? Is it Antonio Lang? Who? If you fire him, if you fire JB midseason. And I know I'm not a fan of it. And usually when they do fire him, it's usually the associate head coach, which is right now is Greg Buckner. But do you look further down the bench and say, Sidney, what can you do? Do you look a little further down and say, hey, Luke, what can you do? If so, 2 questions. How hot is JB's seat? If you fire him mid-season, who replaces him? And I gave you the names: Greg Buckner, Luke Walton, Sidney Lowe. Question number 3. If ultimately at the end of the season, the Cleveland Cavaliers decide to go another way, who is the replacement? Is it Buckner? Is it Luke Walton? Is it Mark Jackson? Terry Stotts? Dave Yeager is a name that was thrown out there. Do you go deep in Cavaliers history and bring some nostalgia and something that'll probably sell tickets? Is Mark Price up for the job? Do you look at Sam Cassell? Sam Cassell, I believe Sam Cassell is going to have a coaching job next season. Is it going to be here? Who knows? Or does Dan Gilbert do what some owner is going to do one day and be looked at as the guy who led the charge? Does he go out to Las Vegas and sit in front of Becky Hammond and say, "I'm gonna hand you the keys to my franchise"? Does he do it? Do we do it? And these are questions I'm asking. I'm throwing names out since. Guess I got to kick y'all back in. Y'all always want people fired, but y'all never give names. Y'all never say who. Well, y'all might give one or two. I just gave y'all a bevy of names here. Or but I'm not finished. Wait a minute. I ain't finished. Do you dip in the college ranks? Tom Izzo? Bill Self? Do you go get a guy like a Penny Hardaway, a former player like a Penny Hardaway, Juwan Howard, Jerry Stackhouse, who all three are coaching in college at Memphis, Michigan, and Vanderbilt, respectively? Or do you go the Toronto Raptors route and go down to the G League and hire Cleveland Charge head coach Mike Garrity? These are all questions that I'm asking you guys. And I'm going to pose this question. Like, the questions are going to be there. Y'all are free to answer them here. I will put a post up tomorrow. I will put a post up and I will ask you guys. Again, these three questions. How hot is the seat? If you fire him midseason, which I'm not a fan of, who replaces him for the rest of the season? Greg Buckner, his associate head coach. Is it Luke Walton or Sidney Lowe, who both are former NBA veterans and former head coaches in the league? And final question. If he's let go at the end of the season, who's the replacement? Is it Luke Walton, Mark Jackson, Terry Stotts, Dave Yeager, Mark Price, Sam Cassell, Becky Hammond? Are you going to the college ranks and going for Tom Izzo, Bill Self? Or are you going to find one of the former NBA players who are currently coaching in college, Penny Hardaway, Juwan Howard, Jerry Stackhouse? Or do you dip down in the G League and hire Mike Garrity? Those are the questions that I have for you all. And I'm going to make this a post. I'm going to give you an opportunity to answer that question. Or the head coach could not be on this board. The head coach could be somewhere else right now. He could be the head coach of another team. Just throwing that out there. Now, y'all, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, week 17 of Pizzles Picks. Now, the Bar God and I are currently, let me make sure, we're currently locked in the first place battle. Shout out to Don the Bar God. If y'all need bartender, your bartender things, if you got a private party and you need to hire a bartender, please holler at my guy, Don the Bar God. He goes by Don Manza on social media platforms. So hit him up. Before I get to that, the bowl challenge is going on right now. I'm getting my ass handed to me. Hopefully, I make up for it these next few days. But I also have a pigskin of a bracket challenge for the NFL playoffs. And currently, my usual 5 have jumped in it. I tagged a few people to jump in it, to volunteer. I guess y'all scared. I guess y'all don't want to win none of Pizzles' money. Somebody's probably going to win my money in the bowl pick'em. All y'all got to do is, the link will be, I'm going to put the link. I'm not doing that. The link is up I put the link up again. Y'all got 2 weeks, 3 weeks until the NFL playoffs start. So I'll give y'all an opportunity to do that. All right, man, let's get to Pizzles picks. Thursday night football. The New York Jets travel to take on my Cleveland Browns. Y'all know where I'm going with this pick. I'm picking my Cleveland Browns because, God damn it, we're going to the playoffs this year. Y'all can't convince me otherwise. I don't care. Injuries aside, injuries and all, Joe Flacco has showed me enough where I know these guys can get it done. The Detroit Lions, Saturday. The Detroit Lions travel to take on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the Cowboys here. The Lions, I know they clinched the division. They're going to the playoffs. I get it. They still have a shot at the 1 seed. But I'm picking the Cowboys. I know. Everybody wants to shit on the Cowboys any chance they get. They lose. I'm going to throw the memes out. I'm going to kick they back in a little bit. Not a lot, but I'm going to get my jokes off. But I'm picking the Cowboys to win this one at home. And I think this is going to be a great game. This is a Saturday night game, prime time. Everybody will have an opportunity to watch it. But I'm taking the Cowboys at home. Sunday, 1 o'clock, the New England Patriots travel to take on the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are fighting for a playoff spot. I believe they're currently in the 7th spot in the playoffs. I'm taking Buffalo here. New England is really not that good of a team. Yeah, they went out to Denver and they beat Denver, but the Denver Broncos are not a good team. The Denver Broncos suck ass. I know they beat by Cleveland Browns, but they still suck ass. The Atlanta Falcons travel to take on the Chicago Bears. Give me the Bears, man. I'm gonna take the Bears. I'm not gonna hate on Justin Fields because I believe Justin Fields is a damn good quarterback. He just don't have a lot to work with up there. I know I get my jokes off about Justin Fields and a lot of Ohio State quarterbacks. I do that just to rile y'all asses up. I know how good that kid is. I know the abilities that kid has. And I think he has enough to beat the funky-ass Atlanta Falcons who don't know who the fuck their quarterback is at any given time. Bench Desmond Ridder I don't even know who the fuck. Taylor Heineke, I don't even know who the fucking quarterback is. But free Kyle Pitts, free Bijan Robinson, or get them a goddamn quarterback that's serviceable. And with their record and them winning 7 damn games, they might not get a good quarterback early. Who knows? The Las Vegas Raiders travel to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Y'all know how I feel, the whole traveling west to east thing. I'm going to go with the Colts. I almost picked the Raiders. I believe in Antonio Pierce. I think Antonio Pierce is doing a fantastic job with the Raiders out there, and I believe that Antonio Pierce deserves that job. They already got $100 million between John Gruden and Josh McDaniels. Give AP the job. He deserves it. But I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts at home fighting for their playoff lives. The Los Angeles Rams travel to take on the New York Giants. All right, here we go. Here go my argument. Teams traveling from west to east really don't play that well. At this point, I don't give a shit. The Los Angeles Rams are as hot as fish grease right now. The New York Giants are really not that good of a team. Tommy DeVito went down, or Tommy DeVito got benched, and Tyrod Taylor is not that good of a quarterback. Saquon Barkley can't do much. Darren Waller can't catch the goddamn ball. Their defense is horrible. The New York Giants are horrible. The entire state of New York and y'all fucking football teams just absolutely suck this year. Give me the Los Angeles Rams. The Arizona Cardinals travel to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Here is the opposite. The teams traveling west to east, and the Arizona Cardinals really aren't that good, although they have looked a whole lot better with Kyler Murray at quarterback, which that should tell y'all to hang on to him. Got to keep him. Got to keep him. But give me Philly at home to inch closer to winning the NFC East, and I believe they're going to have to do that the final game of the year, which I believe they play Washington. I don't think they play Dallas at home, and it would have been dope for the Cowboys and the Eagles to hook up for Week 18. That would have been the flex game. Actually, let me see something. Let me check. Let me check the. They ain't gonna let me go that far out. Yes, they are. Who plays? Who plays? Who plays? Who plays? Who plays? Yeah, the Eagles play the Giants, and the Cowboys play Washington at home that week. But give me the Eagles at home. The New Orleans Saints travel to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me Tampa Bay. Give me the Baker. Baker motherfucking Mayfield has been playing absolutely big time football for the last month. Ever since him and his wife Emily announced that they were having a baby, Baker Mayfield has been playing hella fire football, and he's going to lead this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team to the playoffs and win the NFC South and get a home playoff game. One time for the Baker. And I flat out just don't trust the New Orleans Saints anymore. The San Francisco 49ers travel to take on the Washington Commanders. Yep, traveling another team, traveling west to east. It don't matter. The Washington Commanders aren't that good. The San Francisco 49ers, coming off of a loss against the Baltimore Ravens, are going to be looking to get some get back, and they are going to beat the absolute dog shit out of the Washington Commanders. We all know Ron Rivera is a lame duck coach. Eric Bieniemy is going to do just enough to show him, hey, I can do a little bit with this offense. Hey, this job should go to me. Hey, you guys paid me a whole lot of money to come from Kansas City to Washington. Now, see what I do. I made Sam Howell look good. We're benching Sam Howell. Watch me make Jacoby Brissett look good. Hire me for this job. But until then, give me San Francisco on the road. The Carolina Panthers travel to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have lost their last couple of games. Is it 3 or 4? Somewhere in there. And the horrible, stinky, funky ass Carolina Panthers, they are thanking God for this one. Jacksonville is. Give me Jacksonville on the road with or without Trevor Lawrence. I don't give a damn. The Panthers just suck. The Miami Dolphins travel to take on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm surprised this game wasn't flexed to Sunday night. Or, well, wait, it's New Year's. But this should be the Sunday night game. The Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens at 12-3. The Dolphins at 11-4. This is a big game for both. I am going to... I'm trying to, like, my heart is saying one, but my head is saying you got some money on the line here. I'm gonna take Baltimore at home. That's it. That's all. The Tennessee Titans travel to take on the Houston Texans. I think the Texans bounce back. I think C.J. Stroud may be back this week. And I just don't believe in the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans just generally ain't shit. And DeMeco Ryans and the Houston Texans have won me over, which y'all want me to say. Sunday 4:05, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to take on the Seattle Seahawks. I am going to take the Seahawks just because they have been playing very, very well. Don't matter who's quarterback. Geno Smith, Drew Lock. Hell, Pete Carroll can go out there and they can probably pull a damn win off. And I think that loss would put the Pittsburgh Steelers out. And I'm not thinking with my head, with my heart, with that one. I just think Seattle was a better team. The Los Angeles Chargers take on the Denver Broncos. As breaking news earlier, the Denver Broncos have decided to bench Russell Wilson for the rest of the year. It's kind of like they're giving up on the season. They're saying, screw it. The Los Angeles Chargers have an interim head coach. They're playing with a quarterback that I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. I'm going to take Denver at home. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are pissed off. They're broken, but they're pissed off. I'm taking Kansas City at home. I don't think Jake Browning can go to Kansas City and win. That's just how I feel. And the final game. Why the hell this one wasn't flexed? The Green Bay Packers take on the Minnesota Vikings. This is the Sunday night game, y'all. This is a game that I don't give a shit about. I'm probably going to be dead ass drunk by the time this game comes on. But I'm going to pick the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So, to recap it, I got Cleveland at home over the Jets, Dallas at home over Detroit, Buffalo at home over New England, Chicago over Atlanta at home, Indianapolis at home over Las Vegas. I got the Rams beating the Giants, Philadelphia at home over Arizona, Tampa at home over New Orleans, San Francisco on the road over Washington, Jacksonville over Carolina, Baltimore over Miami, Houston over Tennessee, Seattle over Pittsburgh, Denver over the Chargers, Kansas City over Cincinnati, and the Minnesota Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, Pizzles Picks. Quick programming note, I will be off next Thursday, January the 4th. I have an event that I am going to, but there will be a Pizzles Picks next week. Just know Wednesdays, Pizzles Picks is going down. I'm going to the Cavs game, but I'll get Pizzles Picks out. But I'm taking next Thursday for Club Pizzle off. So just giving y'all a heads up. Or y'all might just get another one of these. Y'all might get another Club Pizzles Picks next week. Who knows? It all depends. I'm just gonna leave it up in the air. It's been a hell of a year. Thank y'all for rocking with me this year as I made the transition from Redline Radio in June over here to my very own Happy Hour Network. Salute and shout out to the good guys over at Redline Radio. Shout out to my guy Dave Wallencheck, man. That's my guy, and it's always gonna be my guy, and I rock with Redline. Shout out to Lex Vegas and Timbuktu, who are my guys that are over there. Shout out to Dub Deuce, who is part of Thursdays of the Culture, but today is Wednesdays for the Culture because no matter what fucking day I do what I do, I am the motherfucking culture. To all of you, Happy New Year to you guys. If y'all are gonna be out partying, do it safely. If y'all gonna drink, please drink responsibly. If you're gonna have sex, make sure you wrap it up. Just saying. For the final time in 2023, we're gonna be back in 2024 better than ever. Full disclosure, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Pizzles Picks is gonna be running as usual, and Club Pizzle is gonna be right up in y'all faces like always. I also may have a couple of other new pods popping up here in there in 2024. The Happy Hour Network is going to continue to grow. So y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive. Because negative energy is trash. Until next time, y'all. 2023 out. 2024. Peace.